record breaker. The 7th day, a Saturday toward hierarchy.
It's me. Are you awake? Sorry to be ahead of schedule. Can we discuss something for a moment?
You're up. Everyone's here.
Dude, what's with the ugly mug? Not bad. Guess your face is the only part of you still asleep.
Good morning. Glad to have you along with us today.
Let's get to business. I thought we should review our overall agenda.
Same here. Seems like we're already running an efficient, unified organization.
A few notes first. We at JIPS, meaning those at this branch who can be trusted now, we have terminated all facilities and personnel extraneous to the task at hand. Not if they obey, but with their current disposition, I doubt that will be the case. I have been told that Ronaldo Kuriki took over the vacant Nagoya branch. Meanwhile, your friend Shijima seems to have gathered his allies at the Tokyo branch.
I don't understand. They were going on about how it's wrong to fight one's friends. It's not as if we were ever friends, truly. They make no sense to me. Yes, they are. Particularly that Daichi, though he was somewhat amusing.
At ease. I am not a heartless man. If there are those that you wish to add to our number, you are free to try and convince them. However, that can only happen after they are utterly defeated and have learned their place. Tokyo will be first. Their desire is vague, and I worry Nagoya will subsume them. We will strike hard and fast to break them up, and then attempt to recruit them individually.
Don't forget about the Septentrions. One of them is bound to show up today, too.
Yes. When all the Septentrions are defeated, the path to Polaris will be opened. Though the other factions are little more than a mob, they cannot be allowed to challenge the Septentrion. We must be the ones to defeat it.
Oh, and there's the Void to consider, too. I got Shiba this morning. It's moving pretty fast.
Who gives a damn? It doesn't change our plan, so let's get going.
Either way, we have to do this. There's not a lot of room for debate. We'll deal with the Tokyo and Nagoya factions and keep an eye out for the Septentrion. Let's get started then. Oh, strange to see you here. The machine can't be fixed, all my data has been lost, so I'm just made of free time. It's been so long since I've had spare time, I may have forgotten how to occupy myself. Spacing out like this reminds me of what Charles used to say. Charles was my host father, from the photo, remember? He said, "Fumi, spare time is a treasure. Spare time created culture." At first I thought, this old man is making no sense. But I think I finally understand. I guess it's for the best. I shouldn't even be doing tests if they get out of hand like that. I kinda feel bad about Jungo. The way I see it, I'm damn good at research, but not so good at what makes a human human. Thanks. You've introduced me to an entirely new field of research, and I'm all over it. Oh, I just had a brilliant idea. All we need are rare elements combined with a solid hypothesis and a dash of science. No, it's an application of nuclear MRI spectroscopy, without a superconductor, obviously. Now I have something to occupy my time, so see ya.
Good of you to come to me. I knew your wisdom would lead you here. That's because you're special. The dregs wouldn't understand. Do you know why I decided to forge a society based on strength? Since ancient times, the Hotsuin family has gladly given their lives to protect Japan. We always served in secret, and not one death is regretted. This nation was worth it all. That was long ago. Do you feel modern Japan is worth such loyalty? Precisely. The society is not worth the sacrifice it asks of us. Government serves only itself, and the common man wallows in his own idiocy. This nation has fallen far from its once shining glory, so we must lift it up again. The Hotsuin family shall step forth from Japan's shadow. We will protect those worth our protection. The remainder is a cancer to progress. That is why I seek to create a meritocracy. You understand, don't you? I have been waiting for someone like you. I admit, in my initial plan you were unworthy, All civilians, really. But people like you, with unknown potential wasted in society, I can acknowledge your worth. In less than a week, you have completely altered my plans. You truly are remarkable. From now on, you will stand at my right hand. No. That's not right. I consider you my equal. Someone I may truly call my friend. I must thank you. You have enlightened me.
The hell does he want, calling us all here?
Who knows? I haven't heard a thing. Do you know what this is about, Mako?
No more than you. The chief said he wanted to speak to us.
Oh, good. You're here as well. I was about to call you, too. The rest of you have arrived. Very well. I summoned you because I wanted you to be informed of the situation in our camp. The Dragon Stream's energy is exhausted. Agents, contacts, and supplies have dwindled. We are in extremis.
So, we're in deep crap.
I'm not surprised. We've been overwhelmed since the beginning.
True. With riots, demons, our internal quarrels, too much is out of our control.
What is your opinion of our situation? Exactly. Our ideals shall soon come to life. After all, we have a strength all our own. Surely you see it. Most of that strength resides in you. Our strength is willpower. Our strong will is the keenest blade. You think it absurd that I am grasping at straws? All our past victories have been due to the will of those gathered here. The will to make our ideals take shape, a power easily equal to the demons. As long as we hold that power, our ideal shall be realized, come what may. I am confident in the strength of your will. That is all I need say. Your existence is the catalyst that binds our wills and forges them into a saber to rend our enemies. I've had a meal prepared for this occasion. Think of it as a victory feast. We don't have much food left. Such concerns shall not arise in our new world. Now, enjoy.
Does that mean this craziness will be over soon? I'm surprised he put this together. Very uncharacteristic.
Well, the chief has changed ever since he met you.
Why didn't he bring this out sooner? I'm starved. What the heck? This takoyaki's loaded with the finest gourmet crap. This ain't no Osaka style for sure.
Just eat it. You can't let the chief's kindness go to waste.
Whatever. I just need some mayo to dip it in. I'm surprised we haven't run into the Tokyo faction yet. What are they up to?
Indeed, this may be part of their plans. We must stay alert.
They're probably just hiding, bunch of cowards. We'll have to hunt them down.
Don't be hasty. Their range of activity is rather limited. If we can't make contact, we'll simply invade the Tokyo branch and lure them out.
Oh, looks like we won't be doing that. Too bad. You see there?
So it was true. You're with the Osaka faction, huh? What are you doing here?
You're an enemy too? I don't want to fight with my friends.
What else would we be doing here?
You oppose us, and so we will strike you down.
You're okay with this? Do you really agree with Yamato's system?
Think about it again. It's much better for friends to get along.
This is just stupid. With so many people, we're bound to disagree on something.
I'm sorry, but we must do this.
Why? Fighting and forcing people to follow your beliefs, it makes no sense.
Further discussion at this point in time is foolish and serves no purpose. This world is wasted. Our leaders were corrupt and controlled this nation with money and greed. Natural selection is the only way to preserve our race. That is how it is for all life. The moment man began to have pity for those who deserve death, our future darkened. We will purge this world's mistakes and remake it into its rightful form.
That's enough. We've got a dream that we can't give up on too. I really don't want to fight you guys, but no matter who wins, no hard feelings.
Very well. You will be a worthy opponent.
Are you finally up to doing this? Well, come on then, let's get started.
Yeah! Let's do this!
They were quite tenacious. I certainly didn't expect Shiva popping up like that.
I underestimated them. It's unsettling to fight such familiar faces.
Do you have a problem, Sako? They were successfully eliminated. Nothing else matters.
I suppose so. They worked pretty well together, though. Like an actual team. Precisely. They were very strong. It's almost sad to defeat them.
Yes, but Shijima was the Tokyo faction's leader, and he was nowhere to be seen.
Perhaps because if the head is removed, the body dies soon after. Daichi may actually be using his brains for this fight.
He probably just bitched out. I bet he'll come out waving the white flag.
I don't care either way. This is a perfect opportunity. No, I meant it's a good chance to strengthen our forces.
It was decided yesterday that those who lost in battle must recant their loyalties. In other words, those we just defeated are now factionless. You may recruit them at will.
I suspect the battles will only become fiercer. Better to gain more allies when we can.
That's right. I doubt they'd react well to most of us trying to persuade them, though. So I say we leave this job to him, since once he was a mere gyp's adjunct like them.
We're counting on you. If anyone has a chance to persuade them, it's you.
They're okay, but I lost. How come you're fighting your friends? I'd fight to protect my friends, but... I don't understand. You'll fight your friends to help the world? How does that make it better? Why can't everybody just get along and be nice to each other? Fighting does not help. I still think that. I'm not, though. I just don't like fighting my friends. Why does this stupid merit system mean we can't get along anymore? Do we have to hurt each other? That's not good at all. Just a friendly rivalry. Not a duel to the death? But we were fighting. Is that what you meant? Just a competition? Okay, so it's kind of like cooking. Everybody compares their dish to see which tastes better. And comparing everything like that helps everybody to improve? Is that the idea? My boss told me once, "Jungo, your chawanmushi is the best I ever had." That made me really happy to hear. I want to come with you, if you'll let me. But I want you to try not to hurt our other friends, okay? Thank you very much. I believe in you. I'm gonna go get ready. I need to apologize to everybody, too. I'll see you later.
hello. My wounds? Oh, I'll be fine. Look, what the heck are you doing here? I'm your enemy. What? Your friend? In the end, I couldn't do anything. You should just go. You don't have any business with a loser like me, right? Come on, don't talk like you know everything. What would you want with a totally useless girl like me anyways? Huh? That's not much of a consolation. It just happened that we needed a dancer to fight Alioth. Total coincidence. I was? You mean you needed me because I was a skilled dancer? But my family's famous for dancing. I was just forced to follow their path. Well, I did put in the effort to be good, since I had to learn it anyways. I practiced so hard because I wanted to succeed on my own merits, not on the Kujo name. I sort of understand what you're trying to say. A world based on merit certainly wouldn't be all bad, that's true. Part of me really likes the idea. But fighting my friends to achieve it doesn't feel right. Thanks. But I still can't join Yamato. But even if his merit system ends up winning, I'm sure things will be okay as long as you're with him. I might not be able to go with you, but I will always root for you.
You came at a good time. I'm saying goodbye to my kitten now. He's all better, but he may get hurt again if he stays near me. I'm okay. I won't worry because there aren't a lot of demons here. It's time to say goodbye. Are you okay to eat this now? Wow, he can't get enough. Now I know he's better for sure. I'm glad you liked it. Now I know you'll survive. It's time to go now. We should say goodbye while he's still eating. Goodbye. I'll miss you.